Building context. Okay, so we've looked at some of the pre-reading activities, but let's take a moment to put some of these ideas into practice. Here is a picture from the passage the students are going to read. Now the first rule here is you don't want them to look at the passage. First, they're going to look at the pictures and we're going to encourage interest via activities and we'll build contextual knowledge of what's to come. Number 1. So first, they're going to take a look at the picture and we're going to think of some ways to describe it. What sentences could they use? I can see cars. I can see a bridge. There is a van. There are some trees. There is the sky. That bridge has fallen over, and so on. There are no wrong answers here. Even silly answers are fine. All you want to do is stimulate and let them think. Secondly, we can have a quick fire activity in here to build some interest and motivation. What kind of activity do you think we could use? Okay, so if it was my class, I would do something quick and simple, a nice, easy, quick fire game. Like, how many nouns can you spot? Okay, this group, how many nouns can you say in 20 seconds? 3, 2, 1, go. Car, bridge, road, tree, sky, so on and so on. Okay, this team, how many nouns can you say in 20 seconds? Go, and then so on. Thirdly, we've looked at the picture, we've developed some ideas of what's to come, we've played a quickfire game. Now we can focus on the title. There are two particular words in here that I would focus on. Great and earthquake. First of all, we look at great. What words do you associate with the word great? I would ask the class. And they would come up with some ideas. Teacher, good, serious, big, and so on and so on. Then we'd look at the word earthquake. And I say, hey guys, what words do you associate with the word earthquake? Teacher, loud. Teacher, scary. Teacher, destruction, and so on. Get them to say as many words as they can. Additionally, if they've got books here, make sure they're writing these down in their books. Don't let them sit idly while you are writing things on the board. Make sure they are copying it down in their books as well. Reading a passage. Okay, so let's look at the full steps that you would take when you're going over a passage. Remember, there would be more activities here for younger learners like quick fire games, and there would be tougher questions and tasks for the older levels. Additionally, you do not have to do it strictly in this order. You can mix and match as you see fit. So, number 1. We build the context. We use the picture for ideas and descriptions, and we create interest and motivation. Number 2, like we discussed, we look at the title and we break it down. We discuss meaning of the words within the title, and we can use it for cooperative learning and team activities as well. Number 3, listening. This is an important step of a reading that many teachers overlook. If you've got an audio player, you can let them listen to that first, or you can simply read it for them and let them listen to your voice. I would also encourage teachers to do it 1 or 2 times. To make the listening more interesting and engaging, you can assign tasks to the class while you're doing it. While you're reading, you can get them to underline all the verbs, or circle all the adjectives, or find all the place names, whatever you think is beneficial. Number 4, new vocabulary. This is quite important. You don't have to go through every single word, but simply circling a few of the words that you think are new or interesting and see if they can define them in English. Quite often you'll find 1 or 2 smarty pants within the class that are able to tell the rest of their classmates what the word means in English. And if not, you can help them. It's also a good idea to encourage them to write down the definition in their books as well. Number 5, group reading. You can get them in pairs or in groups and get them to read together. This helps build confidence and make them feel more comfortable for the individual reading part. Number 6, individual reading. Here, you can take a proper look at their pronunciation and try and correct any obvious errors. You do not have to go through every single student in the class. You can get them to read individually within their groups, or even you can get them to read one at a time, one sentence at a time. Number 7, find the topic. This is optional. This is where you get them to look for the topic, look for the main idea, look for the theme, and look for the thesis, and so on. These are IELTS skills, and these are very helpful for the older levels. Number 8, comprehension check. This is after you finish the reading, you can do some CCQs to see if they understood what they've just read. What, who, where, why, when, those sort of questions. Number 9, activities. This is for reinforcing and repetition, but actually you can use activities anytime during this list. It doesn't have to be at the end, it can be in the middle, at the beginning and the end, depending on your class.
Now you try. Look at the passage on the earthquake in Kobe, Japan. Think about how you would introduce it to your students and think about using some context clues to begin with. How will you stimulate their interest in the topic? How will you go through the reading? What tasks will you set? How will you ensure the students are interested and keep focused throughout? Think about what CCQs you will ask after the passage is done, and what games and activities will you play throughout as a brain break. All of these factors are important for a successful ESL reading lesson.